What's happening YouTube? This is John, nerding out with cards, and this video is going to be a little bit more YouTuber centric, right? Want to just go ahead and kick it off. Start nerding out on this item. This item is just too damn cool, right? So we all know Scott at Reindeer Studios, the amazing artwork that he does. The Marker Doodle Mondays and the Hall of Fame paintings. And, it's like I have been thinking off and on about trying to request a custom job from him, but didn't know how to do that. And then at the same time, it was dragged my feet for way too long rather than asking questions. And he closed the books because he's too backed up, right? Because his work is that amazing. But luckily for me, on his Etsy store, which I'll post a link to down below, like I've done before, is there was one item on there that has been hanging around, and I'm just gonna go ahead and show it. It's amazing. But first, it came with this. You've seen this on a lot of other YouTube channels. His 42 picture, and it seems like he sends this out with all the orders now. Really cool to have. But yeah, it's supposed to be like an advertisement. It's one hell of an advertisement. I'm just saying that's a keeper. But this is what I bought. And I think if you own Scott original artwork, it's like one of those things, like if you know, you don't know until you get one. But this is absolutely amazing. I bought the Nolan Arenado Marker Doodle, and I've seen it on there for a long time, and it's one of those things like, do I want this or do I want to buy more cards? I'm an idiot. I should have bought this sooner. Obviously all the off-season noise didn't help about like will he or will he not get traded, but I'm at a point now where it's like if he gets traded, it's all because of the management. It's not because of him. Absolutely love his defense. Obviously here he's batting, but the Cardinals are in contention this year so far, playing above expectations. So hopefully after the trade deadline, he's still here. And if he's still here in September, the Cardinals play in Seattle while I'm there. And so I'll definitely, I'll buy the whole batting practice thing that they do now. They monetize that. Bring this to the games with me, and I don't know, that'd be flipping sweet to have Nolan sign this. If I do, I'd definitely do a follow-up video then of it. But man, it's hard to fathom how good this is unless it's in hand. Absolutely amazing work, Scott. Love it. Sorry it took me so long to pick this up, but at least I finally did, right? Super awesome. It might be the only one I ever own. Who knows? An Ozzie Smith one would be phenomenal. Yadier Molina, of course. But man, this is just so cool. The next is this past weekend I went to a card show in St. Louis that I didn't know was happening until Joe at Redneck Collector told me about it. And what was cool is even though I had limited time, at first it was going to be like the whole family was going to go, and then that didn't happen. But I had a short window there. But what was really cool was I got to meet Joe. I'll put a picture here, and it was really cool getting to talk to him face to face, meeting. And he showed me some really cool cards of his. Like if you watch his channel, which if you're watching this, I bet you are. I'm sure you hear that all the time. But phenomenal channel. I'll put the link down to his channel below as well. But he had shown a video of a whole bunch of 53s he had acquired because of a piss poor eBay listing, which much to his benefit, right? Well, anyway, he had those cards there, so I got to see like the Mickey Mantle, the Satchel Paige, the Eddie Matthews, the Warren Spahn. I got to see those cards like in hand, which was really cool. And then he had this unbelievable Gas House Gang item there that he showed me that like blew me away. Blew me away. I mean, I think that's way cooler than any Mickey Mantle card, but that's because I'm me. Yeah, whatever. But no, so it was really cool. Like I said, spent most of the time I had there talking to him, and I did one lap around the show floor. I didn't find the card I was looking for. There's a lot of really cool cards there, of course. Tons of St. Louis cards because, well, that's the market. But what I found is like typically like if I can go to a card show in the St. Louis area, I actually end up not buying cards. I end up buying other items. So this time, what I ended up buying was I got this. You know, my affinity for the Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum. And this is a pennant from the inaugural induction. You know, so you got Tim McCarver, Jim Edmonds, Willie McGee, Marty Marion. So that's just a really cool piece because, you know, it was that first year. Couldn't pass it up. Saw this. I was like, bang, you know, it'll look great on the wall when I do that eventually someday. But another thing I end up picking up a lot of times at these shows are bobbleheads, right? Because I'm not paying shipping, which is expensive for, you know, people to ship those things. And they're always cheaper than the eBay listings as well. So I ended up picking this up for a great price. An Adam Wainwright Yadier Molina bobblehead. And this is a stadium giveaway a number of years back. But this one commemorates the final out from the 2006 World Series. Really cool. So I picked that up. You know, it goes really great with some of these cards that I have. You know, Topps has done a pretty good job of picturing the two on some cards. You know, so you got Yadier Molina's 2013 Topps card. You know, it's got him and Wayno. This one was hard to come by because they started doing those image variants, which I actually think is kind of a neat thing. But anyway, so in 2014, Adam Wainwright had an image variant with him and Molina. Like I said, this one was a little bit harder to come by, but really cool card. And then in 2022, I've shown my parallel copy of this, but here's my base copy. You know, their last season together. So yeah, I just thought it was really cool. You know, eventually, like if I had display stuff, you got bobbleheads, those cards will go really great with this bobblehead. Another thing I did, you've seen the pictures and the cards. Got a card in a couple days ago, so I finally did this one. And this is, the card is Bowie, the mascot for the Seattle Kraken. And before I got underway this last patrol or deployment, whatever you want to call it, went to a Kraken game, and a buddy of mine, he and I went to the game along with a couple others, but they didn't want to be nerds with me and go get a picture with the mascot. That was like my goal, was try to get a picture with the mascot at the game. But Josh, he was game for it, went around the rink with me, and we were able to land it. And it's like I put this picture in there because you see Bowie, he's talking shit to Josh about me because of my jersey. And then this picture of me with Bowie, he's trying to cover up the blue note, but long live the note, right? But yeah, that was a really cool experience. It was on Military Appreciation Night, which is why Bowie's got the camo jersey. But yeah, I thought that was a really cool, fun experience. So I wanted to get this, but it couldn't be just the picture of me with Bowie and the card, because that's just a part of the story. And I thought it was just a lot of fun. But yeah, I did that up. I got a couple more of those in the pipeline, you know, because I have a lot of fun doing that with cheap cards. Like he's got these two right here. But other than that, I got some pickups coming. My ComC order should be in this week. I'm waiting on one more Ozzie Smith card, and then I'll do an Ozzie Smith pickup video. But no, other than that, you know, hoping to get on 4 collectors. They're one of their series that they got going on. Got those cards set aside. If I get the chance, Rob at Rob Cash Cards. Got a VR response for him coming up. Same thing for Tony Talks cards. Those tie into a book. But I just wanted to get this out there because the show with Joe was just really cool experience. Great to meet him. And then I'll end it with this marker doodle from Scott. Absolutely awesome. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this, and y'all have a good one.